Can you talk about the best practices for using SerpSpace Maps Powerhouse service? I'm not going to comment on that yet. If Marco was here, Hernan or Adam, if you guys want to take a stab at that, I'd be happy to hear it. Typically, I leave that to Marco.
Yeah, I would say that from listening to Marco and from knowing what he's developing, I would say that first you need to have your maps on point. You need to have everything optimized on your side of things before submitting the Maps Powerhouse. Before submitting your maps to be boosted and embedded. Have in mind that maps can be embedded as an iframe, and iframe passes a ton of juice. And we are using the same approach as we are with Video Powerhouse. So have that in mind. But again, if you do not have like a proper silo map or a proper silo video, it won't work that well. So that would be one of the best practices. And the other thing that you need to have in mind is that your questions really resembles what Jay asked, because on some cases you need to be poking to see if your website will be able to, or if your maps rather will be able to rank on the 3-pack or the organic search engines, on the organic rankings. So have that in mind. I think the answer that we gave to Jay really applies to this, because at the end of the day, we are talking about 3-pack, but we're also talking about embedding iframes, so that's basically what's changing. So
yeah, he says, should these be used for client sites? Yeah, you can, Roger. And he says, if so, how many embeds should you create for a client site before it gets spammy? Well, think of it this way. Remember, it's an iframe. It's a Google property iframe, right? So all we're doing is syndicating Google properties to as many places as you want. So it's not a spam signal. It's the same as syndicating YouTube videos, guys. It's an iframe owned by Google, right? So, syndicating maps and map embeds is not a spam signal for the website, the money site, if that makes sense. At least it's not now. I'm not saying that that's going to always be forever that way, but it's, as it stands today, it's not a spam signal. Okay. So you can, as many credits as you have in SerpSpace, that's how many you can do before it gets spammy. Okay. So if you have unlimited credits, you can do unlimited embeds before it gets spammy. If you've only got 1,000 credits, then it's 1,000 credits before it gets spammy. Does that make sense? Number 2, should you populate the Keyword Relevancy Addition with as many relevant keywords as possible? Again, I'd rather have Marco comment on that. That is not my area of expertise, and he's not here today, Roger. We could answer that probably in a support ticket, though. That would be something that we could probably answer in a support ticket for you. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not completely up to speed on the Maps Embed system yet, so forgive me. Please explain the use of secondary embeds. What are the benefits, how to use them, and how much should you use them? Secondary embeds are all the networks that have been created, Web 2 networks. They're all themed. They're aged. Dedi has been working on them. We've got over 500,000 Web 2s now in various categories that are all themed and been being posted to on a regular basis. And by the end of February, the end of next month, our team is planning on having over 1 million Web 2s. That's the goal. So those are really, really powerful. That's why they're expensive, because, as far as the credit usage, but they are really powerful. That's something that, I don't recommend unless you absolutely need it. So just go with standard tier 1 embeds to begin with. See what kind of results you get. If you need additional push, then you can come back and order secondary embeds.
Yeah. Yeah. What I wanted to say also to Roger and to all of the guys listening to this is that please don't come and ask us how many links I need to get to page 1 or how many embeds I need to, to rank on the 3-pack. It's impossible, guys, for us to say that. It's like literally, there's no way we can tell you guys how many embeds you got. And, whoever tries to do that, it smells fishy. So just have that in mind. You need to take the approach of test. Like, don't do not all at once, Roger. My suggestion, umbrella suggestion, and the guys is that, just do a handful of embeds. Do 500. I don't know. Do 1,000, and then see. Then do another 1,000, and then see how it looks. And then you test and test. So that will allow you 2 things. Number 1, see if your embeds and if your techniques are working, because you're giving the time buffer for them to work, which is super important. Number 1. Number 2, it will save you credits, and credits mean money. So you will be actually saving money and time by doing this. And, number 3, you don't get over that, which is, I think, one of the main concerns, like how much is too much, So you never get over that, because once you're ranked, boom. Why do you need more embeds if you're ranked? You know what I mean?
Right.
So take it step by step, Roger. That would be my approach to it. And this has been our advice for everyone doing like IFTTT networks. Some people want to do a gazillion IFTTT networks, and we say, okay, let's start with with one, you know? Yeah. So take it slowly. And again, we cannot tell you how much is too much. You need to
do the bare minimum. Do the bare minimum required to get results, guys.
Yeah.
So as like Hernan said, that's when I go in and I order a map embed or a video embed for, you know, from Video Powerhouse, either one. I usually start off with around 50 embeds, and then I wait for a week or two and see what kind of results I get from that. And then if I need to, I'll go in and I'll order a second one. Now, those of you that are in a real hurry, which I know most SEOs are, you know, you can go with more, that's fine. But my point is, if I can end up getting results from only 50 embeds, why would I want to spend 200 credits or 200 embeds, right? If I could do it with 50. Not only that, but if I do 50 and I get some results and then it starts to slip a little bit, I can do another 50, right? Instead of blowing my load all at one time, so to speak. You know what I mean? So that's the way I do it. And that's how I've been doing it. Same thing with videos and maps, you know, pretty much one and the same when it comes to that sort of strategy. Next, we're going to try to run through these very quickly. And the only reason why I'm going to actually answer all these questions, Roger, is because they're about our services. So this would be beneficial to others that may have similar to questions. Otherwise, this is a lot of damn questions in three posts. So